Hey guys, this is Ryan, part of the Success Club, coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. And today's topic is top 10 keys that I found for nailing the job interview. Top things that I thought was very significant. So a little bit about my background is, I've been actually working as a private recruiter. I've been working as a executive search consultant for top-level pharmaceutical companies, digital companies, consumer companies, IT companies. Basically, I became a very well-known reputation in Asia for doing top-level recruitment for different companies, ranging from top-tier to mid-tier, as well as top-tier positions, director, sales heads, marketing heads, supply chain heads, in pharmaceutical companies, even medical heads, as well as manager, director level type roles. So today is a little bit about, and in the spirit of things, I actually recently had a kind of, not an interview or anything like that, but kind of just a sit down coffee with another recruiter, just kind of talking about our trade and kind of things we learned. And it got me inspired to kind of write this little short podcast today about some top 10 keys that I found for nailing the job interview. Top things that I found, passing on some of that success to you guys. And this is perfect for those people that are possibly, looking for a job right now, or are thinking about entering the job market, or, searching for a next career. It's good for interviewing process. If you do interviews a lot, meetings a lot, these are all very good things to know, as well as if you're on the other side of that. If you're an HR representative, HR manager, if you're planning for an interview, or if you just want to brush up on your communication skills, this is a really good way to go. So today we're going to talk about 10 keys that I found to nailing and creating a good impression in the job interview. Okay, so let's break it down. So number one, let's start with the basic. I always try to go inside to outside. Number one, mindset. Okay, I know this is nothing like, not too new age, but mindset is a very, very key component when going in. This is what top salespeople do. So what I mean by mindset, before you go in, you always want to create a picture in your mind about, how you want the meeting to go. Okay, how do you want this meeting to go? What is the end result you want to have? Usually a good target you want to go for is that both of you and the interviewer and the interviewee are leaving the meeting feeling really good. You're both feeling really good. You both feel like it was a great meeting, great first impression. Okay? That's a good target to have. So in the mindset, I would really form that picture in your mind and really work off that. Feel like it's going to be a great meeting no matter what. Okay? During the meeting, for mindset, I always thought that there's two good intentions you should be having. So number one, the intention you should be having is that you are, of course, a high-value candidate. You are the best person for this job, okay? If they decide to take you for this position, you're the best possible candidate. You're the best possible person. You're the perfect fit for this role. That is a great intention to have. The second intention you want to have is you want the job, but you don't necessarily need the job. You have a strong willingness to walk away. So those two intentions I thought were always super powerful. It's kind of like a care, but not that much. You walk in feeling good, feeling positive. You always want to be a very good mindset. But basically, you want to have the two intentions you want to have are best person for the position, as well as you want the job, but you don't necessarily need the job. You have a willingness to walk away. And that kind of like also gives you, it relieves some of the pressure from the position, so you also get to relax a little bit. And that's kind of the mindset you want to have during the position. You're excited, you're enthusiastic, you think you got the position already, but also you don't need it that bad. You don't need it that much. You have to be in a position of power that way. So that's number one, mindset. Number two is your energy. Okay, your energy when you're walking into the conversation, as well as your energy throughout the interview. So the energy you want to have is always slightly above the interviewer. Okay? What I mean is basically when you walk into a situation, if you're too low of energy, if the interviewer has a certain, they're always going to be a little bit, have an extra spark. I mean, they're the HR person. They want to sell their company. They want you there for the position. So they're going to have a good energy about them. Okay? You don't want it lower than theirs, because then you're bringing them down, and they're going to feel like, oh, maybe this person is not the right person for it. Okay? And you don't want to be too high, or else they're going to think like, what's wrong with this guy? Does he have some kind of nervous tendencies or something? You want to have just slightly above that person. So whatever they are, you either want to match it or be slightly above. That is a great energy to have. Okay? So number 1, mindset. Number 2, energy. Number 3 is, let's talk about the first impression, okay? First impression. Number 3 is first impression. So you want to walk in with a smile. You're walking in confidently, chest out, shoulders up. You want your crown high, good posture as you're walking in, and you want to have a smile as you enter. Wherever you are, entering the room, entering the building, entering the meeting, always open with a smile. That says such a lot. It eases tension. You would not believe actually the amount of people I've met who walk in kind of stern face because they want to look like in a position of power. Walking with a smile, really break the tension. Don't try too hard to be too cool. Walk in with a smile, as well as good eye contact. Good eye contact is super, super key. You don't want to be staring, so much, but light eye contact to them, maintaining eye contact to the person. It really shows a lot of significant confidence. And part of that also is, of course, the handshake. So a lot of people, I used to work in Asia. This is different from culture to culture. I worked a place where you bow a lot. And of course in France, there's the bees, the kisses on the cheek. For just, kind of worldwide. For handshakes, you want to make sure it's a confident, strong handshake, okay? Too soft, they're going to think you're weak. Too much, they're going to think you're overcompensating. Too strong. It's kind of like you want to go right for the crux of the hand, okay? Right where your forefinger and your thumb, right, that little indentation, you want to go right in for that and shake it firmly with a slight squeeze. That's it. So adding those strings for the first impression, right? Just basically introducing yourself with a smile, good eye contact, good posture, strong handshake are really, really key. Okay? So let's see. We covered mindset. We covered energy. We covered first impression. Now let's cover number 4, body language. Okay, your body language during this entire ordeal, when you're doing the interview, not to say it's an ordeal, but when you're doing the interview, you want to make sure that you have great posture as well, great body language. And there's a few little cruxes about this. Well, what I recommend is, never cross your arms. Okay, that's going to show that you're defensive about something. Always stand sit down at the interviewee with your crown. Imagine the crown. Imagine a thread is forming from the top of your crown like a marionette. Okay, you want to make sure your entire body is straight like an arrow. Now, here's the thing, is you want to mirror the interviewer. Okay, so if they're leaning back, you can lean back. If they're leaning slightly forward, you can lean slightly forward. Kind of things I would recommend is whenever you're, when you're listening, kind of lean back slightly. You don't want to be like laid back. Just slightly, all the way straight, slightly at a curve where you're leaning back. And then when they're talking, lean a little bit forward, showing genuine concern and interest. Very, very, very key. Okay? So number 4 was body language. Make sure your posture is straight. All right, number 5 is you want to make sure you're prepared for the questions. Okay? And we all know these questions. You ever heard, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why do you want the job? You want to make sure that you're prepared for these questions. Why are you doing it? So, not going to get too much into this one so far, but some things I would recommend. Make sure that you have a plan. A plan going into this, a strategy of how you want to answer these questions. So if they say, like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? You want to make sure that you show yourself standing out, but you want to make sure it's in line with their company culture. You want to make sure it's in line with, as well as their company's dreams and where they see you as well. That's a great way to show that you're a perfect fit for the position. So, another thing is when they're talking about, they're going to be talking about your previous employer. Never, never, never be negative about your previous employer. So, as I was saying before about So number 5 is be prepared for questions, okay? You don't want to talk negatively about your boss. Don't talk negatively about your employment. Just say, hey, you're searching for other options, and also talk about the benefits of all the things you learned. You know, the network you created. You want to have a good impression of your last employer, and that really says a lot about your character when going into the next job interview, okay? So those are some tidbits on kind of like the 3 most common questions. All right, yeah, how's your current employment? How can you tell us about your previous employment? You want to talk about it in a positive light and the learning experiences you've done, as well as you want to talk about your future in a positive light as well, and maybe they can play a part in that. So very, very detailed on that one. All right, let's talk about number 6, okay? Things you should be prepared. Be prepared before you walk in, okay? Just like the scouts, be prepared. You want to make sure that you have your resume, both a soft copy and a hard copy. Now, what do I mean? I would recommend having a thumb drive, you know, a USB, I believe it's a USB, with your resume on it, just in case. I've had this happen many times where, to save time, you want to have their resume. A lot of people come into these interviews without their resume. They might have sent it on the email or something like that, or they might have it on their LinkedIn, but you want to make sure you walk in with a hard copy and a soft copy. Now, a hard copy is the paper itself, and this is something I recommend, is having your hard copy condense it down to one piece of paper, okay? You don't want to have multiple papers. You know, I talked to, when I was working with pharmaceuticals, you know, doctors had all the lectures, all the companies, all the, you know, things they used to work on. It was like a 10-page essay. No HR person or hiring manager wants to look through a 10-page essay, okay? Make it simple, nice, clean, looking good. I would recommend your hard copy be one page only. So condense everything, your employment, your education, and things about yourself into one page. Now, your soft copy, the digital version, can be like 2 or 3 pages. It can be a little bit more in length, and make sure that you let them know that, hey, this is just a sample of my resume, my real resume. I can, you know, email it to them and have it on your USB drive, just in case. Also, being prepared before you walk in, be well groomed. Look the part. A lot of this time is the person, you know, sometimes they might not be the right qualifications, but they might grow into the position. So you want to make sure you use every advantage available to you, and you want to look the part. Definitely do your, you know, make sure your clean shirt, suit and tie, shine shoes, nice watch, okay? You know, make sure facial hair, I would recommend shaved. If you have a beard, make sure it's trimmed at least. Okay? It's amazing. How many people I've met for job interviews who didn't show up with a suit and tie for an interview. You're creating a first impression. You need to make sure you look the part. Be well-groomed, polished. I would recommend, if you are traveling through the subway, train, something outside, go to the bathroom beforehand. Go to the bathroom before the interview. Make sure you get there early, you know, and check yourself out in the mirror. Make sure there's nothing, out of whack with your hair or something like that. Last-minute details, as well as good to go to the bathroom before the interview, just in case, you know. All right. Number 7. You want to make sure that you have questions about their company and their pipeline. You have to show interest in their company, okay? You're not just applying to any old company. You want to make sure that you have done your homework a little bit about them. What is their image? What is their plan for the future? How are they doing in the market currently? What is the pipeline? How is the structure? How many did you check out their website? Did you check out where their home headquarters are? How many people are in the company? You know, what are other people saying about it? It's good to go on a few of those websites like I think it's Glass Ceiling, or there's a few of them that basically show you exactly what people are saying in the company. It's good to have your own questions. It shows interest. It shows you're well prepared. You know, this is all, all of this can only add value to yourself. It's not to put the other person down. It's all value to show that you've done your homework and you have immense interest in the company itself. Okay? All right, number 9. You want to leave, this is the leaving part. You always want to leave exactly how you enter. Feeling confident, feeling good, having the intention that you're the best person from the job, but a willingness to walk away. But also, you're leaving with the intention of them feeling good, okay? have an intention of them feeling good. Smile, shake hands, very, very important. The number 9 part is really where you can stand out. Okay? You want to provide a timeline. These are those questions that a lot of hiring managers don't really ask. They don't ask them. They usually wait to the interview. They usually talk to the CEO and see what did they think, organize the next meeting, and then they ask you usually through email or phone call about kind of scheduling the next one. I would recommend to get the initiative and to stand out, you provide your timeline. Provide the timeline of when you're thinking of starting, getting hired, as well as providing a next date. Basically just saying like, hey, thank you again so much. If you're interested, this is my availability next week for a follow-up interview. Just that simple question, it can really show you apart and set yourself apart from kind of the competition. It shows that you are eager for the position itself. All right, and finally, number 10. Thank them for their time. Thank them for their time. People always want to be respected. People always want to feel like they're valuable. A lot of people just think like, oh, it's the hiring manager, HR manager, or CEOs, they're just doing their job. It's good to have, like I said, having a lasting impression in the person's mind. A big way to do it is being respectful and thanking them for their time. And then at the end of it all, when you finally leave, send a follow-up email the same day. Don't wait till tomorrow. Same day, thanking them also again for their time. A few of the things they covered, maybe any last-minute questions, as well as also your availability for the next interview. All right. Well, I hope that has been very helpful for everyone. If you're looking into the job market, if you're looking into, starting a new career path, or just kind of want to leg up in your communication and interview and meeting skills, I hope this has been good for you. Feel free to check out our website, as well as our blog and our link above. Feel free, because we always have business opportunities going around, and we would love you to join our club as well. All right, guys, thank you very much. This is Ryan from the Success Club. See you guys next time.